Welcome back to Writing a Book in France with your host, the guy who's writing a book in France. So I'm back in Paris and I'm sitting on the balcony of the Airbnb that I got. It's pretty noisy, but I mean, you're just gonna have to put up with it because, to be honest, it's better lighting. The apartment itself is pretty nice. It's quite spacious, about 50 square meters. Crucially, it has this balcony which allows me to write from it during the day when I don't want to go out to a cafe or something like that. But before that, I just want to round up our last days in Lyon, which was quite nice. I did quite a lot of writing. We went to a place called Le Bouchon de Cordelier and we had a quenelle, which is kind of like a dumpling that is completely doused and lathered in this really good sauce that is made from the heads of crayfish. I got really angry with how good all of the sauces were in Lyon, and I walked into almost every kitchen to accost the chef. The story was usually the same. It was, it's very simple. You just do a little bit of stock and a little bit of cream. Bullshit. You're doing something else, and I want to know what it is. We also went to a really cool bookstore. I'll put the name of it up here. It was actually a recommendation from a friend on Instagram who is from Lyon originally. And I did a little bit of writing at a place called Le Café du Marché, which was really nice. It was right on the bank of the river and looked onto where we were at the markets the previous week. We also got a tip from the same guy to go to a place called Schmock, which was a sandwich place. And we only really got the opportunity to grab it on our way out to the train station. So we ate it on the train. And it was definitely a 10 out of 10. I'd recommend this place as well. So it's been fantastic to be back in Paris, and the area that we're staying in, which is the 18th, just north of the Hill of Montmartre, has been really great. Just around the corner from us, we have really good bakeries like Grenier Pain, and there's a fromagerie next door, and then there's like a charcuterie store. It's fucking ridiculous. Really beautiful stuff. Mainly though, I've been sitting on the balcony and doing a lot of writing in the morning, and then in the afternoons, I'll go to a cafe, something on Coulancourt, and just kind of watch the street and do some writing from there. Had a day off the other day and went down to the Marais to get a falafel at you-know-where, but the line was too long, so we actually ended up going to Schwartz's Deli, which I haven't been to in years. I got a Reuben and this fucking grilled cheese, which may or may not have changed my life. Eating it on the Seine doesn't get much better than that. After eating Schwartz's, we actually walked down to Le Jardin des Plantes, and we found that there was this exhibition on with these weird sort of Technicolor Fluoro-flora, is that fucking, I don't know. But it looked amazing. All of these things looked hand-stitched, and apparently they light up at night. We weren't there for that, but we got the sunset and the place looked beautiful. It was amazing. Other than that, we've been doing some hanging out with friends. Went out to dinner with a bunch of people last night. Couldn't get a booking at Mama Primi, so we ended up at Obermama to get one of their pizzas and, of course, the famous pasta. And now to the writing. It's actually been going quite well, and what I've decided to do is write a short series of anecdotes that I'm going to pepper through the entire book. The idea of this is to kind of simulate the experience of having a conversation with me, which is fucking horrible for some people, but often I'll go on like little rants that will, last about 5 minutes. And so I thought of writing these short anecdotes about small stories in my life and peppering it throughout the book in a fashion that would confuse everybody, just to be a bastard. These short anecdotes include, but are not limited to, when I was in hospital and September 11 happened, like live on screen, and the weird distraction that provided for me. The first day we ever did Future Music Festival at the Starfucker stage, and I remember trying to get to sleep the night before because we had a 24-hour day ahead of us, and it was a 40-degree evening, and we had a blackout in my house, and the power cut, and my fan turned off in front of my face. So I sat there sweltering all fucking night, and then did the setup of the stage, did the whole stage all day, and then did Starfuckers that night. Promise no performance-enhancing substances were used that day. Other stories including having lost my passport and finding it just 3 seconds before being picked up for an international gig, religious people visiting me while in hospital trying to convert me to Christianity, to the dark side, and just some other funny anecdotes that will offer some sort of a reprieve from the chronology of the book. Anyway, it's been really fun writing here. I've got about 3 weeks to go and about 30,000 words to finish or something like that. But have faith in me, because I do. See you in the next one.